You ever notice how we label emotions or experiences as good or bad? I just want to say that's not the truth. It's a social construct. Hey, I'm Tiffany, your guide to inner knowing and expansion through and with plant medicine. Welcome. Social constructs teach us to label everything as good or bad, right or wrong, positive or negative. And our brain does a really good job at categorizing every experience, every emotion, and labeling them so that we can understand what we're experiencing. So when we put a weighted value to our emotions, as an example, I look at it and I see most people have two categories of emotions: fear, anger, sadness, grief. We put those in the other emotions, the weighted value that somehow those are bad. We're not allowed to experience them. It can create shame, especially if we have these other emotions like joy and gratitude and happiness, and we weight the value that those are really good emotions, and so we strive to have these emotions versus those emotions. So the danger becomes if you categorize sadness as a bad emotion, a negative emotion, then you can feel bad for yourself when you are feeling sad. You might shame yourself and say, oh, I'm failing because I feel so sad. I shouldn't be feeling these emotions. Shame, it keeps you stuck. Here's the reality. Emotions aren't moral categories. Anger can be a signal. Emotions can be a signal. Anger can be a signal of boundaries that have been violated. Grief can lead you to understanding a deeper kind of love. And even jealousy can point you to the things that you value most in life. When we put a weighted value to emotions, it starts to create shame or other or isolation for feeling this, versus the idea that these are not a moral characteristic weighted value. They are just emotions. They are temporary. We are allowed to feel all of the emotions, whether we categorize it as good or bad. I think the dangerous part is when you put that weight to an emotion, it causes you some type of suffering, a deeper type of suffering, because of the shame associated with that. I am sick. It is so hard to talk. Thank you for listening. If you are liking my content, please like, comment, share, follow. It helps me as a small creator. So integration really is the idea to pay attention to the signals in our body. When we start to pay attention to the signals, which could be emotions in this case, paying attention to the emotions and trying to figure out what the deeper meaning is behind them so that we can sit with those emotions, hold space for them, and learn from them. So the question isn't, is this good or bad? The question should be, what is this signal showing me? I hope you guys have a great day.